to my channel and welcome to this week's WiPnChat. I am going to do my best to do a stitch along. This is my Clouds Factory project. Hang on. I'll try and talk with the needle in my mouth. There is my piece. So I'm doing the blue whale at the bottom. This blue blob, give my camera a second to catch up. This blue blob here is the blue whale. And I've got my phone on charge. I'm about to do a loop start. So there's the loop. And hopefully I'll be able to keep this kind of on camera and you can watch me stitch. And hopefully I don't make too many mistakes. I don't want to make any mistakes, to be honest. We'll see how we go. Alright, so grab your drinks, grab whatever project you're working on, and yeah, join me. I'm actually recording this a day later than normal. I ended up doing all my flossy recordings yesterday, which is normally my recording day. And yes, I didn't get around to doing my WiPnChat until today. But you did get a vlog this morning. Now, if you managed to see that vlog, you will see that it's potentially... I'm going to move my camera just a smidge because I think I'm in a good working spot. It's just that it's not necessarily showing it for you. So, I could do it some more light, you know, and these lights are pretty bright. Anyway, I could do it one over my shoulder. I have one over my shoulder when I stitch on the couch. But anyway, I'll be fine. I'll just work through it, and I'm not happy with that camera angle, so excuse me while I fuss a bit. Alright, look back. Okay, I've just flipped the camera around. Okay, that might be much better. And maybe my hand, I know my hand is going to get in the way just cause lining up. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's really hard when you're doing a kind of on the fly change. Now, if you haven't watched me do a stitch along before, I sew in hand. I'm not on... Okay, see, that's leaning towards me. I think you're missing out. I have a box I could put... That might work. Okay, what I'm going to do is move this down. That's going to block my hand potentially flapping around a bit, so you don't get too kind of spooky. Alright, what was I saying? Yes, I did a vlog this on Monday morning, and it may be one of my last public vlogs for a while. I might do the occasional, but my aim is, well, my aim is to, I guess, make money for my channel, but to be able to vlog stuff that I might not want to say in a public forum. So you would need to be paying to get the kind of behind the scenes stuff, which might mean that you're privy to certain things that you would not ordinarily be. I don't know. That would be behind the scenes family stuff, or, well, who knows? I haven't really got a plan of how this is going to work, just that I'm going to vlog and be consistent with the vlogging and have it available. So that's kind of the aim. Alright. Oops. It's very hard. I don't know if this is going to work. Might just have to put up. It's more about me talking and working at the same time, and we work and I chat. Isn't that it? and you'll see it occasionally because, you know, I've got to hold this fairly firmly as I'm going, so you'll see it on occasion. And hopefully we can, well, I don't think I'll finish the blue whale while I'm on camera. It's pretty big. There are about 1,000 stitches to go on this, and then I am finished the Clouds factory for the month. There is no Planet B. You can buy the pattern on Etsy, Clouds Factory store, I think, or on the Clouds Factory. No, it might actually be on the Clouds Factory website. The link is in the All Things Yarny cross stitch kind of Google Doc at the top of my page. So if you want to go and check out that link, you will see the pattern section, and you'll be able to check out whether or not you want to purchase it. And this is part, I was going to say 6, I think it's actually, no, maybe part 5. I don't know, I don't see the name when I'm in the document. Anyway, this is hurting my ribs because I'm sitting upright. Anyway, I've just come home from the dentist. She did a clean, which is good, but I'm kind of rubbing the back of my teeth. She used the drill. If you're not into dentists, oops, I do apologize, but she didn't use the drill. She used the cleaning pick. It vibrates and it's got water, and there was a couple of times I'm kind of going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Dentists are not my favorite people. Oh, what have I done? Sorry, trying to mark my pattern. And Lordy. Technology just isn't working for me today. I've been very distracted all day. Okay, now I want to move you. Oh, it's going to go off the page. It's just going to keep going and going and going. Okay. Just trying to get it so that I can kind of see how many stitches I've got to go for here and get me back on the camera. That'll have to do. Alright. Yeah, so she cleaned and then she polished, and yeah, there was a couple of moments where I'm kind of going, oh, that's really kind of, you know, uncomfortable. And then kind of going, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, and relax. And yeah, I had a dentist when I was a kid, and I think he just scared the bejesus out of me. Every time I went, I had to get fillings because I've got these deep grooves in my teeth that my kids inherited. Unfortunately for them, they were able to get fissure seals, whereas I just got fillings. Yeah. And like I said, I didn't like my dentist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That's that line. Alright. And from there it should be much easier to count. Alright. What happened this last week? I've been working. And I've been getting sore. I saw my GP on Tuesday, which I think I mentioned in the vlog. And of course he asks the usual questions about the pain, and he asked, you know, pins and needles, and I was only just saying to friend, I don't want to jump at shadows, but I think I'm getting pins and needles, and I've been getting them pretty consistently since. And it's like, oh, crap-a-doodle. All I need is, and I kind of, you know, saying to Marcus, I said, you know, is there a surgery warranty, because he should have done the surgery on the next disc down knowing that it was already bad? Probably not. Most of the bill is actually hospital accommodation anyway. Yeah, so just, and it's a pain in the, well, it is going to be more pain in the behind this time because it's so low down. It's the top of the, is it sacrum? Top of the tailbone, where the last cushion is. Yeah, anyway. It is what it is, and it'll have to just play out the way it's going to play out, unfortunately. Yeah, which is probably looking like another surgery in the next year. And I've just got to nurse it along in the meantime. It would be great if a cortisone type shot could fix it. I don't know if that can happen. I don't know if that's going to get offered, seeing as we actually know it's degenerating. They might just say, look, just get it fixed. All we're doing is delaying the inevitable by something that isn't necessarily going to work anyway. So I see my doctor next week, and we'll try and discuss a game plan then. But yes, I got to talk to my middle boy yesterday. He is 22 weeks pregnant. Okay, he's not, she is. And they do know what the gender of the baby is. They haven't told me. I was really thrilled to hear that they already have the baby sling that is in the family. It's a purple tie-dye sling that I had when he was a baby. Yeah, like 20 odd years ago. So it's all kinds of cool that the brother has passed it on, or his wife has passed it on. Apparently it's a little bit worn. Yeah. These things happen after 20 odd years, 3 kids of mine, her 3, so 6 kids over 26 years. Yeah, it's bound to be a little bit worn. It's just cotton. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. This is the boy who had the heart surgery, so he's beginning to get excited and scared. Yeah. I just hope everything works out for them. You know, they're young, and it's not her first, so she'll be probably all over it, whereas he's, you know, first time. Hopefully he'll relax and enjoy it. He's so matter-of-fact and dry-humoured. He'll be funny in labour, I think. Yeah, he's a cool kid. Young man, even. He's all grown up. This weekend we tried to go to a waterfall. It was a dry waterfall, because I think the council divert too much water. If you did watch my vlog, you might have seen a clip from there. There was, oh, I don't know if I put it in. The cockatoos were screeching, the pterodactyls. Rah, rah, yeah, noisy as, ripping bits of trees apart and just tossing it on the ground. So I used to live in this little neighborhood, and we went up there, and yeah, the rivulet was not flowing, which is, you know, fairly typical, but I thought we would have had enough rain that it might have started flowing a bit even. We were very lucky. I was very lucky. Oh, already done. Yeah, I've already done that. Sorry, just mark it off on Pattern Keeper. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, here, and I need to go here. Okay, back on track. Yes, we went up, and it's mossy green. Most of the water just probably stays under ground. It doesn't flow above ground, although it is kind of bedrock and stuff. So it's very wet, it's very damp, because the mountain gets more rain or moisture than anywhere else. Even if it's just a cloudy day, it's going to have more humidity and everything else, so everything stays lush and green up there. So we're walking up the riverbed, and then there's a cache over to our right, so we walk up the trail to get the cache, and we're looking at this big fallen log, and the description said on the log, under a couple of rocks, just have to move the top rock, and that was fine. Found it eventually after looking a bit back and forth-ish, and I don't know why I had dismissed this particular location. I think it was maybe because under the trees the GPS didn't have quite such a good hit. So find that and then continue on up the riverbed. There are toadstools here, there and everywhere, which was all kinds of cool. I need to go out with a friend of mine who takes pictures of toadstools, mushrooms, fungi. She uses an SLR and I was just using my phone, and I'd love to know where she's getting her fungus pictures, fungus area from, and yeah, go shooting with her someday. So that might happen, but not for now. So I took my mushroom pictures as we're continuing up, and then when we get to the top there's a crossroads, and I'm quite a ways ahead from Marcus and Sophie at this time, so I head left to go and get the second cache on this trail, thinking, you know, that's going to be it, and it was just a quick dash and grab. So yeah, Marcus was not happy, grumping with the pain, couldn't really pace himself, you know, and was kind of hoping for a goal of a waterfall at the end, and there wasn't one, so yeah, he was a bit out of sorts. So we called it quits on the mountain and started to head down, and there was one more I wanted to get at a hairpin bend that was really nice and easy, and it turned out that it was a stone tunnel that had been made under the old road when it was there, and this cache had been placed in a hole in the wall, and I don't know how the hell this guy found it. It's just bizarre. But yeah, cachers do this. They find weird things in weird places. Point of feature. And yeah, there was a cache there. So, oops. I didn't need that. I didn't. That was my last stitch. So grabbed that, and it turned out that it was little... I'm going to use the crass term. It was a little piss pot. It was a little urine sample jar. And I was like, okay. It was mossy green in this little area. It was amazing. Jumped back in the car and went home. And Sophie was doing something. And I think I said to her, do you want to go back out and do some more caching? And she went, yeah, it's geocache. And I think that's when I recorded... No. I recorded us in the car the next day when we went to the bridge. So Sunday was the 2nd of May, and the 2nd of May is the 21st anniversary of the GPS's going from military to public. I think this is the correct one. Yep. So GPSs were now made publicly available, which meant that geocaching was a thing. And the first geocache was planted 21 years ago for this crazy hobby to then be enabled. So yeah, I had to go out geocaching on Blue Switch Day, as they call it. And I tried to go for one that's called POOD 3. Now POOD stands for Pedestrian Overpass of Doom. I'm not quite sure why. It was an old bridge with a railway line on it, and there's a pedestrian section to it. And my friend had stuck a nasty cache up there. And I knew it was a clever hide. Well, it turned out to be very clever. It was a magnetic strip that was literally just camouflaged on the railing that you had to reach through. But we found it in fairly short order. And actually, there was a big giveaway because somebody took a photo of the log and I could see the shape of what it was. And I thought, oh, okay, I have an idea what that might be. So I kind of knew what I was looking for, sort of. I kind of thought maybe it was like a magnetic key safe. But when I saw it, yeah, it was a gimme. So that was cool. And then we went to a park and Sophie got a go on the swings and the baby slide. And then we did one more cache, which turned out to be an earth cache. Now an earth cache is one where you learn. I'm sure John is a geography teacher or something, because it was like a school lesson. And he was teaching us about erosion and sedimentary rocks and all this kind of stuff. And it was cool. So we walked bits and we drove to the next bits and got it all done. Went home, sent my pictures to John, and yeah, he said, interesting take on, my answers. And then we could log it as a found. So yeah, and it was like the third cache for the day. And it was a gorgeous walk. And to be honest, this rivulet is the kind of thing that if you lived on this road and you walked up and down it every day, you would not necessarily know that this little gem is 20 meters to your left or right at any time. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. And yeah, it really is a hidden gem. It was all kinds of cool. And yeah, thanks to geocaching, I found it with Sophie, and we were able to walk up and down the river and, look at the crickets and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And that's the whole point, I guess, for me to do it. It's kind of like the walking is the incidental bit. It's the chit chat as you go. It's the, okay, you're finding, well, you didn't find bits of plastic rubbish or anything container-wise in the earth cache. But we went up near the dog park. We got to see a couple of dogs. There was lots and lots of dogs in the dog park. And I was like, oh, poor Mocka, not with us. But that's okay. Yeah, and then back to work today. So I was very distracted. We've got a lot on our mental plates here at the moment. I got some really good advice from one of the bosses, and some support if surgery is needed. So that could ease things off. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But it could be a bit of a, well, I was going to say loophole, but no. If it becomes urgent, I might have an out. If we can do that, we'll see. It's not the preferred option, put it that way. But if it came to it, we might be able to do something. Yeah. Now, it's funny, I'm doing a blue whale. Now, when I was a teenager, well, no, actually, when I was a little kid, because we've got these going back to the 70s, I think. Dad used to get National Geographic magazines. Who didn't back in the 70s and 80s? Anyway, I grew up having National Geographic magazines all over the place. And I actually moved our family stack of National Geographics to Australia. Yeah. They are heavy as all get out. So, one of the albums, or one of the magazines, had Whale Song as the flimsy, flip-floppy single that you could play on a record player. And it played humpback songs. Now this is, well, I was going to say in the days before documentaries. It wasn't really the days before documentaries, because David Attenborough's been around forever. I don't know how common David Attenborough would be over in the States. No, I don't think so, Sophie. Not before tea. Sorry. No.
Okay.
So, I've been exposed to this kind of thing for years and years and years, and had the humpback whales. And there was a couple of documentaries that I have watched that showed photos of them taking, showed video of them taking photos of the tails of humpback whales as they would come up. And there's a certain, so they would ID them by the jagged ends of the tail, by the markings on the tail, whether it was white or black or whatever. And they used to be able to identify the whales on a consistent basis by these markings or chunks out, and each tail was individual, and it was all kinds of fascinating. So any time since then, I've, you know, watched whales, and yeah, it's just like, oh my goodness, you know. But yeah, now look, I'm stitching a whale tail. Now there's two, and there's one. I think I have two more to go, but I'm going to go down now with the first half of the cross. And get that done. So yeah, I apologise for the noise in the kitchen. Marcus is making pasta tonight, because it's Monday, it's pasta night. So yeah, he's getting to the stage of the pasta machine, which is an electric machine, as you can tell. Sorry, trying to concentrate while counting. Do not want to have to frog. That would be all kinds of depressing. But isn't it cute? I mean, look, we've got the hammerhead shark here that you can see. You've got the axolotl. Now, the axolotl's body is, yeah, like it's not there. It's actually, I think it's white etoile, so there is a bit of sparkle there. But it's all kinds of cute. And there's a whole load of patterns on Clouds Factory's website that I adored. Like there's the little people, and there's little people in Doctor Who. There are, what else? There were all kinds of genre. There were princesses. Yeah, it was cool, really, really cool. So yeah, I spent a lot of money on that purchase. Clouds Factory going in the mail. This one, sorry, there is no Planet B coming in the mail to me, and the rest of it all being PDFs. But I got free shipping if I spent over a certain amount of money, so I saved $20 just by ordering PDFs. How stupid is that, you know? Yeah, very strange kind of mentality. Yeah, shipping is a doozy. I heard from somebody I tried to mail a Pippa package to, you know, the Vegemite challenge. Mailed that, and she still hasn't got it. I think second time, no, she might be first time round. Brian did get his second time round, and there is one other out there, and I haven't heard if they got theirs. So yeah, really frustrating with the mail. So it's just all over the shop. One of my bosses, or one of the supervisors in the place, she was saying that she's got a passport application in for the last 3 weeks to renew her passport. She's going away in a week's time, and she needs her passport. Well, she heard finally today that her passport was approved, and now she's just got to wait for it to get in the post. So registered post internally in Australia will hopefully be quick for her, because that's nerve-wracking, waiting for really, really important paperwork. I'm waiting for my luxury box to come. It's been put into the mail, and I will be cancelling that subscription. I just want to make sure I've got this box in my hot little hand before I cancel. I've gone and caught my thread. That's what my problem is here. So yeah, cancelling that subscription, and I need to tidy things up with that. I wasn't gone on the book that I got the last time. I haven't been able to read it. It's clearly not captivating enough to grab my attention as a paperback. For me to keep reading it. It's a little bit weird. It's something about a comedian who has a childhood friend, and then when they grow up or something, you know, it's supposed to be, you know, some kind of funny tale like that, and it's just not capturing my imagination. So yeah, that was a general fiction novel. I think that's the section I'm in. I didn't pick romance. Maybe I should have. So yeah, we'll see. Are you finished? Yeah. Right. He's finished. I need to go and get dinner, which means I'm going to have to put the stitching down. I might come back to you and wrap up. I'm not sure what else to chat about in particular. This is quite distracting. Maybe I'll diamond paint for the second half. There you go. And put the cameras back the way they should be. Tell me if you like the camera angle. Well, yeah, I'm sorry about trying to work. I need to work so that it's, so I can see it. And on my overhead on the bridge, it just wouldn't have worked to be able to keep the stitching in the focus, I don't think. Yeah. And hopefully you're getting to see the stitches going in. That was the 2, that's the 1, so one more. Okay, I'll get to the end of this line and then I'll cast off, because then I'm onto a different colour. And that means it's a fairly neat little colour block. Sometimes I wish we had the ability to multi-place on the cross stitch rather than each individual stitch, especially when it's colour block. But you know what, it's quite cathartic as well, just to get into the rhythm of up and down the rows. I think this, apparently there's a name for it, I think this is the Dutch method, Dutch or Danish method, where they go out and back rather than a full cross in each stitch. So this is almost like, in a way, checkerboarding, in that you go out with your first placement and then your second placement fills it all in. Yep, last one. Yeah, but let me know if it's too distracting. Having this angle with my hand flopping in the way. Maybe if I put it over the left shoulder, I would be kind of leaning in towards it and it might show better from your point of view. Now, how I sign off on these, I bring out the stitch and then run it under the top leg of the cross stitch and then shove it down the back, bring it up so it's like that, so this bit's through the stitches, that's where the tail's going to be, pull it through, and then I'm going to snip it just here. So my tail is tidied up, you can't see it because it's gone onto the same colour, and there you go. So that's the little bit of progress I did. So I did the head and the tail. Here's my blue, Antarctic blue, ooh, that's upside down for you guys. Antarctic blue whale. There you go. You can kind of see that it's a whale. And get all those spots done. So yay! Go me. And I'm just colouring in Pattern Keeper. 67 stitches. Yoik. Yeah, that doesn't sound like many. Alright. Okay, I will talk to you soon in a second half after I've eaten, and yeah, we'll wrap this up. Bye! Hi again. I've come back to my stitching. I have a fish. I'm probably not going to keep going much longer, but anyway, we've had a bit of an evening as two stubborn people living in the same home. Yeah. Now you notice the tail is quite a ways away, and that's so that I can pull it through, so it's just through. I know it's a bit longer than I might ordinarily like, but I'm going to lock this off by doing a full cross, and I apologize if my hand is in the way, but that's now locked off. There's a tail at the back. Who cares? I don't worry about my backs. To be honest, I'm deadly jealous of all those people who can do pretty backs. It's like, that's just wrong. So yeah, we'll make the fish and I'll let you go there. 8 of these, that is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, yeah, my delightful little daughter is a pain in the neck when it comes to dinner, and tonight was no exception. Of course, with stress levels already high, it just turns into a powder keg. Like, it's done. And then when I was told, explain myself, I get told, no, sorry, I'm not here to listen to you. And that's like, right. Too many things get unsaid, and the elephants just get bigger. We have a safari park in our home at the moment. With things unsaid, because now it's after 8:30. No, it's actually nearly 9 o'clock at night. It is too late to be discussing contentious issues, we have decided. And yeah, we are getting marriage counselling, whatever, marriage support, an ear to listen. That's, I guess, where my main thing, you know, anger is either hurt or pain that I've mentioned on the mental health stuff. Easier said than done, but breaking it down to being hurt or pain, it does make some kind of sense. It doesn't necessarily deal with it. And it doesn't necessarily deal with the triggering that we're both doing, thinking of exes and all of that kind of crap. He does something, I'm thinking of the ex, and I do something and he's thinking of the ex. Yeah. I don't know if there's a solution to this, but that's where I'm kind of at. Probably TMI for anyone. I'm actually going to run out of thread before I've got this fishy finished. But yeah. I don't know if you can hear that clicking. The computer clicking. I swear it's like the computer's got Tourette's. It drives me bonkers. It's just like it's fidgeting. And it keeps click, 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 click every minute or so. The tech, has fobbed me off going, I don't know what it is, but you've got to keep turning the computer off whenever you're not using it. And I was like, yeah, that's not helping. He's trying to rebuild a new one, put new drives in another one. So I'll get rid of this and the clicky and whatever the heck it's doing. Yeah, and we start all over again. Oh, God. Oh, let me tell you about a text I got today. I was in work today, and I got a text. And it said, confirmed your purchase of a $2,199 Canon EOS R6 HD thingamajiggy. And I'm going, okay, well, the only person I've just given a credit card to, and literally it was like I had just given my credit card to a phone company to make a payment on an email account. And I wonder if I might have enough with this. Yeah, I had literally just made a payment. I was kind of thinking, oh, this isn't going through the IVR. I'm really wary. So I actually took this dude's name. So if any shonky payments go through on my account, I've got this dude's name, and he is going to be hung, drawn, and quartered. I don't think he's going to do the dodgy, but I'm still paranoid. Anyway, so I had done this phone bill transaction, and a couple of hours later, I get this text message come through, saying, confirmed this purchase of an EOS phone. If I wanted to dispute it, to ring this number. Well, me being the slightly savvy non-purchasing Canon person, went, I smell a scam, as is fairly common these days, it seems. So I actually looked up the number it was telling me to ring if I had a problem with this. So I Googled it, and Google tells me on some complaint page that a lot of people have had an issue with this company number, and they've all been either given a MacBook Pro or an EOS phone, and you know, it was like, you know, scam, but one guy actually strung them along and went, I'll ring you. what do you need? So they said, oh, you've got an ANZ credit card. And he goes, yeah, right. And the ANZ credit card begins in the same 4 numbers, because a Visa card is the same 4 numbers always. It's always the last 4 numbers that are the important kind of things, but not the first 4 numbers. First 4 designate what bank it comes from. So he, I think, gives them the first 4 numbers. He gives them a fake name. He gives them the numbers of a credit card, and then he said, and I'm just waiting for the last, for them to ask for the last 3. And there was something else, and he said something about, I don't know, do you realize what you're actually doing here, kind of thing. And the guy didn't even challenge it. It just hung up. And then somebody else had said, you know, I answered the phone, or I spoke to somebody, and when I said, you realize this is a scam kind of thing, it didn't even challenge it. Click, hang up. Anyway, I didn't respond to either getting the refund or the camera. I'm so disappointed. Oh dear, it's terrible. And then I think something came up on either Facebook or something about scammers actually dialing a cop to scam them. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to give it a go one day. We get so many, I've got so many phone calls, you know, of an evening, and it's always this, you know, pre-recorded, or it rings as like a number, but it's showing up as a mobile number, and then when you pick up the phone straight away, it's like a pause for a couple of seconds before it pops you through to a human. And then it's the Indian voice saying blah 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 blah, and it's like, yeah, take me off your number list or whatever it is, and click, you know. And some of them are kind of like, they'll hang up on me saying, take this number off your mailer. But others have challenged, and they get yelled at and told, take this fucking number. Yeah. We actually have laws about scammers here in Australia. So yeah, but apparently Marcus was saying that there was some old chick who was in her 80s or 90s or something and got scammed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's just absolutely deplorable. You know, it would have been either her retirement money or something. And, jeez, they're just unscrupulous bastards. It's just cruel. It really is cruel how they take advantage. Maybe someday I'll share my story of how I got taken advantage of, but yeah. Maybe on the vlog. I think it should probably be a pay-per-view kind of story. Yeah. I was stupid once, put it that way. Stupid hopeful, and kind of thought, you know what, if it's a scam, is it worth the risk? Yeah. Anyway. It was a very, very, very bad time in my life. Certainly not proud of it. But yeah. Older, wiser, or told I'm still a teenager. So I don't know if older and wiser comes into it in any way, shape, or form. Anyway. Alright, I nearly have a fishy. No bubbles from the fish. Oh, 2 stitches. I'm playing thread chicken. Seriously playing thread chicken here. One more. Ooh. Okay. I might be able to turn this around. No. I just need to reach into the stitches. and then get it slid down. Alright, there we go. And Sophie's chattering down the other end of the house, little madam. Alright. Look, I got a fishy! Look, I got a fishy. Oh, dear Lord. And then, in some ways, I'm going to be very grateful to be able to get off the camera. And, oh, no, that needs to be that. And that needs to, oh. My nail's too long. Right. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Get rid of the fishy. Okay, I was 127. I thought it was only 67. Oh, God. 160 stitches with you tonight. Look, I have a fishy and I have half a whale. So I'm going to go take this onto the couch. I'm going to finish this. Well, I don't know about finishing the whale tonight, but I'm going to finish some more stitching. I'm going to get the madam back in her bed and, yeah, get some more stitching done where I've actually got overhead light. I don't have to worry about being in camera shots or anything like that. Yes, the cheeks are slightly rosy because I've had a glass of wine. So I'm going to just... You're probably not going to be able to hear her, but she's blabbering down in her bed. She is a miss, that one. She gets away with blue murder at dinner time because it's a case of, well, we need to eat, we need to be able to digest our food, and then we'll deal with Sophie when we're finished kind of attitude. It's not quite resolved. We both have different parenting styles when it comes to eating. And of course, he's had a non-eater as it is. So I think he's got guilty parent syndrome on a lot of things, but berates me on my parenting, and yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna let you go. It's kind of time-ish. I hope I haven't been too flat, too boring, or anything else. I know I've been trying to concentrate on my stitching. That's been my biggest issue. Actually, here, let me pop this out because, you know, looking at hands are a bit boring. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope the angles are correct on the stitching and you've actually got to see me stitch in hand again. I really enjoy stitching in hand. To me, it's easy. Oh, ow, needle. For me also, with the Picture This Plus, this fabric is so soft. It's amazing. I've put the needle into the really wrong place. It's right... Oops. There goes the scissors. It's right on the fold. So it's sticking out. Hang on. Let me move that so that it's not going to impale someone. The Picture This Plus fabric is so soft. It's amazing. It is really a pleasure to work with. The fabric I'm using for, say, Letters from Hogwarts is actually quite stiff. So gathering so much of it up, it's much, much bigger too, is a little bit trickier. It's a big piece though, and I'm still able to get over to the right hand side with stitching in hand. I haven't considered turning it over, although I do rotate it on rare occasions. So yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely workable. I am only working on the left hand side of my head at the moment, which reminds me, I think I owe 25 stitches from last night and 25 stitches tonight, and it's now 9:10. I've got to edit and get this exported, and I'm not going to do it. My problem being, it's a project that I hate. Not hate. Hate is too strong a word for this. It's just a project that I'm kind of going, meh. 25/7 sounds great. I think you need to allow for occasional days off. It does say that you can have a day off and you can do catch up the next day, but the aim is to try and do 25 stitches a day. I'm sorry, I don't have it in me to fight with individual numbers. I mean, I could do a bit of a color block. There is one coming up. I'll think about it. I've got 2 colors that I could probably do 25 stitches in each color and just lash it out. I might do that while it's edged. Alright. It's one of those days that continues. Groundhog Day. And elephants in the rooms. How do you deal with elephants in the rooms? Anyone? Help? Please? Yeah, apparently our marriage counsellor talks about having the remarriage, all your triggers start to get magnified around the 5-year mark. We're together 5 years. So now is the making or breaking point in second marriage. It's kind of like the first marriage is like 7 years, the 7-year itch. Second marriage is like 5 years together, triggers. Help? Any of you older, wiser, been there before me? Help, 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 please. Private message me if you don't want to do it publicly on comments. I absolutely understand. And whatever you're telling me is going to be confidential. So please don't think that you're going to tell me a story and I'm going to go, oh my God, did you hear about Josie and what she did and what he did? And you're not going to get that. Sorry. I try not to do the gossip. I might fail on occasion, but if I think there's a lesson to be learned, I might mention it, but it's going to be anonymized. But no, that's certainly not my intention. I would want to hold your confidence if that's something that you've told me. And to be honest, if it's gone long enough and you've told me something in confidence, I've probably forgotten about it. I'm really sorry. So please don't feel bad if I have to tell you, oh, can you repeat that? Because, you know, you said something, did you say something a couple of years ago about blah, blah? Yeah, I have been like that too. Yeah. And then when it comes to, as a squirrel moment, then when it comes to kind of family, have you died kind of thing, is so-and-so still alive? I have to kind of go, did I? You know, I was thinking of my aunt and uncle today and I'm kind of going, they are both dead, aren't they? Aren't they? Seriously? Did they, you know, because I passed a guy who actually looked like my uncle. And it was a case of, oh crap, I miss my uncle, I miss my aunt. They were a crazy couple. She was awesome. He was my mum's brother. They lived in England. I didn't get to see them all that often, but when I did get to see him, he was just a character. And yeah, I kind of went, oh fuck. And then of course I mentioned to somebody at work, you know, Dad's turning 94 next week. I'm probably not going to see him alive again. I last saw him in 2014. And she's kind of going, oh, shit. And I kind of thought, yeah, but I've had to resign myself to this. I live in Australia. I can't just drop $4,000 for a flight next week if that's what was happening in a non-COVID world. In COVID, I have less than a chance. I don't even have a passport that's valid at the moment, I don't think. Let alone anything else. This is where the passport conversation was coming in. So I don't have a valid passport. So I have to resign myself that if Dad took sick, I can't get there. And if Dad died suddenly, I'm not going to get there for the funeral. And I just have to resign myself to the fact that I'm just not going to get there. And hopefully my family will go, we're going to stream it, and I'm going to be up at whatever time of the day, night, to be there. Moving to Australia broke a lot of that relationship. Now you're getting to the end of the video, of course. Now you get the candid stuff. It broke that relationship, and that was down to my ex being a narcissist as he is. Not wanting me to be influenced by my dad, who I would go to him for anything. Not necessarily in a healthy way, but we lost then the easy rapport. Well, actually, no, we didn't, because we never actually had the easy rapport because I'm a boarding school kid. I felt rejected as a kid from him because mum was sick and he was trying to deal with sick wife, child. What the fuck do I do? You know, I've got this 10-year-old who needs full care, and I've got my wife of 20, 30 years who's dying. How do I give her half a childhood? How do I give my wife the last couple of years? So he had this battle. I'm waiting for his biography to get in the mail to me so I can actually read his life story. That's being self-published at the moment, but it'll be really interesting to see it from his eyes. So when I was a child, I actually rejected my parents. As you know, I stopped hugging them, I stopped kissing them goodnight, and I don't know if I was in boarding school at the age of 10 doing that, or if I was before then, mum being sick, them going on holiday to try and give her the best holidays before she died, kind of thing. Hang on, you've got waving of hands distracting in the bottom corner. So there was all of that kind of stuff going on from his point of view, and then there's the 10-year-old kid off in boarding school feeling rejected, the teenagers all being able to rely on themselves, my siblings, you know, or they were old enough, they were adults at that stage, they were in their 20s, mid-20s to late 20s, processing all of this as an adult, whereas I was processing this as a kid, which turned into an angry kid. Yeah, so I didn't have that close, touchy-feely relationship with Dad. I didn't know how to get it back. And he tried reaching out to me, tried giving me poetry, wouldn't have a bar of it. You know, he'd give me Helen Steiner Rice books, and, you know, he's very staunch Catholic too. He did bereavement counselling, but sucked from a child's point of view of a parent, you know, giving me kind of counsel. Yeah, I just didn't want anything to do with it. It was just reject, 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 as you do as an angry teenager. So yeah. Do you want to try and unravel my brain? I can't even unravel my brain. And then when it comes to TMI, I've got a running joke with my psych that we don't talk emotions. And she's now going to try and use a different way of dealing with this. It's like, okay, when you can't even keep my mind on topic on that, how are we going to do this if I don't want to face emotions and keep on topic? Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah. And I wonder why I'm fighting the black bitch at the moment. Yeah, depression is all too close at the moment, but I really, really don't want to go on meds and shut the brain off. That was not nice. Anyway, I'll let you go on that lovely depressing thought. No, seriously. I really appreciate you guys as subscribers, as listeners, and as people who comment. Whether it's the minimum, hey Pippa, or the longer message, or the private message. I really, really appreciate it. There are a couple of you who make me smile on a regular basis just because you send me silly things like frogs, dogs, something, or you keep in touch with me on a daily basis through your own struggles or anything else, and I really, really appreciate the sanity check, the ability to be real, and not do the, what is it, Facebook perfect. I sure as hell am not Facebook perfect. I don't have my shit together. I try. But no, I don't have my shit together, and sometimes I feel like I'm failing more than I'm succeeding. Yeah, I just try and get through each day. And where did the year go? It's May already. This same person at work goes, here's some bad news for you. It's 7 months to Christmas. I said, shut up. It's like, yeah, I said, it's May. It's like, it's my anniversary next weekend. I haven't got anything from Marcus to say, hey, you're special to me, blah, blah, or anything else. I think our heads are up both of our asses at the moment. We're both dealing with grief, hurt, and loss. That will be another story for another day. Probably in a vlog and not public consumption. It's Dad's birthday. It's my sister's 60th. Yeah. May is a little bit busy. So the next week is like, okay. And I've organised my sister's present. Haven't been asked for my dad's. What the hell do you get a 94-year-old who's got everything, who's retired, and he wants communion? I can't do that. I'm not Catholic. He wants the whole Eucharist, the body transformed and turned into the body of Christ and the blood of Christ, like he used to get up the nuns, and COVID is stopping that. Best I can probably give him actually is a phone call. Yeah, and then I get to this time at night, okay? It is 12:30 in lunchtime in Ireland. But I'm now wanting to wind down. Yeah, I need to set an alarm. I'm probably just, yeah, I need to set an alarm and just give him a call. And the worst part is it's actually his second wife's birthday the same day. It's my sister's birthday. So that's going to remind him of her, and probably be a harder day for him than it needs to be. She has been, oh God, I don't know how long she's been dead. She's been dead a few years now. I don't know if it's 10. I'd have to look on Facebook. I actually don't know. Or on my family page, the Genie, you know, family tree kind of thing as to when she died. I actually don't know the year because I didn't make it there. Right. But I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for your comments. Love, care, and everything else. And I really, really appreciate you guys. So I will let you go, and I will see you around on the next video. And, yeah, talk to you soon. Bye for now. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.